Um, it was a lot of fun to go around the racetrack again. It's been since 1995 since I've run any laps here, and I was really surprised at how great the track condition is. You know, the surface of the racetrack's ready to rock, and they've been doing a lot of work here over the past several months, and there's a lot more work to do, but there's people here today working around this racetrack trying to get it ready for racing here. And it's going to be a great thing. So, track's smooth, no major. You know, you'd think after all these years there'd be some problems with the track, some patches that need to be fixed and things like that, but it was good. So, car's got some decent grip. It's real fun to make laps. It really is.
Well, it really gives us a gauge, of what the tire is capable of doing. Just debriefing with Bobby, as you can see, and you see it yourself, he's leaving tracks at every lap because it's just not been any cars on the track. So even though it looks like it has a ton of grip, it's basically it's adhesive, right? It's just sticking to the tire, chattering a little bit. And so all this, valuable information that we're gathering about these tires is going to be huge because, how many laps do we run? How long can the tires last? With the tire shortage, we have to look at everything that we can. And our number one goal was, not to use any tires outside the allotment for the series, but everybody else is kind of dealing with the same thing. Now, at the same time, we want to be safe, and we also want to make sure that, the tire is going to be capable of the grip. I mean, Bobby ran a 1976, and, these cars are capable of running a lot faster. He's kind of feathering it, just because there's a little chatter in the front. So I think as the more rubber gets down, I think you'll find, how much, recoil these tires will give and how much rollover they'll give. And I think it'll get better as we go. And it's really important that everybody has this information throughout the tour, just because, safety is number one priority. And, when you get 45 modifieds on this track, come August, it's going to be a little bit hotter than right now, even though it's going to be up to 91. And so any valuable information that we get back is pretty good. Hoosier's happy with what we've seen so far. Of course, I'm happy. And, it was fun, not only just because seeing a modified back at Wilkesboro. It's just a proud moment for everybody involved. It doesn't matter if it's Hoosier. It doesn't matter if it's a chassis builder and especially a race car driver. But these sponsors, and we've got 6 or 7 of our sponsors sitting here right now that's come up just to watch the test just because they wanted to see the modifieds back at this facility. So data is going to be important, and I think you'll see progressively get faster, even though it's going to get hotter, just because everybody right now is a little cautious.
To a point, for sure. I mean, that's been 25 years ago, or plus. But yeah, I mean, I think the grip level's probably gone away a little bit more since the last time I was here. But yeah, and I've obviously never drove a car like this here. But yeah, I mean, it's still the same characteristic, and feels that way. And we've got old tires on now, but wanted to go out there and just get a feel for it, make sure things were good from the last time we raced it. So, but yeah, a lot of characteristics like it was, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously we're, like I said, we got old tires on it, over a race on it right now, and first car out. So, we'll make a couple adjustments, see if we can make any differences, and put some tires on it and see. And really the key is to feel, what a new tire feels like, and know what the drop-off is going to be and how much you got to manage it. It's a 50-lap race, so we got to. Our goal will be to figure that out, and then it's going to be a little bit different when we come back. I'm sure, if they do any more practice and testing and whatever might be on the track or whatever they might do, might be a little bit different. But I think we got to really just get a feel for what the grip level of the tire is. And right now it's not very good because we haven't put our tires on yet. That the new tires that we do have allocated for this. So, and I think we just got to go out there and understand, make sure the balance is right and the grips, what we expect out of it, and assume. I'm sure it's going to go away quickly. So then you're just going to have to manage the throttle and a lot of horsepower and not much grip level. So it should be a lot of fun.
You know what? I'd have to have a calculator because, I've been coming up here since I really was knee-high to a grasshopper, watching these guys race and being involved here. And, working for Junior Johnson for all the times I did with him, with Kel Yarborough. We'd bring cars up here and test them. I mean, heck, fire, back in the day when we were doing different things, a lot of times I'd come up here and I'd do the driving. So this racetrack is, very personal when it comes to seeing it having a rebirth. And I'm excited about it. All the folks from SMI that have, decided this is what was the right thing to do. And then on top of that, when the community of Wilkes and North Wilkesboro, I mean, it's just, it's a home place. I mean, and seeing these race cars, I hear this today with Bobby Labonte and everybody that's here. I mean, I just got a big smile on my face. I'm going to walk down here and turn one here in a minute and watch them come down through there, because a lot of times that's what I really like, is when they go bailing off into turn one to kind of see how the cars work. Oh, I'm telling you right now, he's up there smiling down on every bit of this, and I think he and Ian Staley and all the ones that, kind of made this happen here in Wilkes County. And again, Benny Parsons and Terry, his wife, I mean, they have been wanting to make something come back here for many years. Since they shut the doors, I mean, this has been, kind of like on a bucket list. It was literally on a list of the things to do. If you could do anything before the day you die, we need to get racing back to Wilkes County, and that's exactly what we've got going here. The dates have been set. That's the positive about it, and the future is bright. I know that, talking to Steve Swift with SMI, that, the renovation plans are in place. They're executing. The fact that we got, water and sewer coming into this facility now for the first time in its history. All the things that it needed to keep it alive and keep it thriving are being given to it, and I can't wait to see it once it's totally finished, here probably, I don't know, a year and a half, whenever they complete everything. It's going to be something special. But I'm just telling you right now, if you're listening to this broadcast, buy you a ticket. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on something really special, because this Smart Tour is going to put on a whale of a show. When they have the dirt back, that's going to be the historical connection of where this place really came from. And you got to envision all the moonshiners and revenuers that were up here running dirt cars back in the day when it was dirt. That's what we're doing. We're going to reconnect with the history and then proceed with the future. So it's an exciting time here at North Wilkesboro.
I mean, it's hard to. It's fairly much what we expected. The surface is obviously worn down, which is what we knew it would be. Tire management is going to be a big thing here. And it was that way back in 2010 when we came here with the Supers and with the Pro Cup cars. So we knew that, another 10 years with this place just sitting, that there'd obviously be no rubber on it and it'd be pretty slick. So I think as we do some testing and we get a little bit of rubber put down, they've put some silver on the racetrack and get that ran in, I think you'll see it get better. But it'll be a good race. The format that they're bringing here for the modifieds, the twin 50-lap races, I think will be good. It will enable us with less laps to be able to race a little bit harder earlier on, and hopefully it'll be a good race and a good show for the fans when we come back here in August.
Well, I mean, visually it's all the same. When they scan a track in iRacing, they scan the track to it's perfect, right? To the thousandth of an inch everywhere, all the surface and the shape and banking transitions. So just driving around the track, it looks just like it. So I was really proud that we were able to do that over a couple years ago. Come out here and clean the track up, get it scanned. Never knew that we were ever going to have this track come back. Hoped it would. Didn't know if it would happen. And so it looks like we're going to have some racing here before the end of the year, and really curious and interested to see how that progresses and turning this thing back into a dirt track to the original surface for some dirt cars at the end of the year is going to be amazing. It's going to be something that you want to see, and so I hope people will support it. I know all the surrounding counties are really supportive of what's happening here, but hopefully everybody across the state, Virginia, Tennessee, they travel. Come see some racing here. You got a lot of opportunities racing every single weekend in the fall, so it's going to be a lot of opportunities for people to come and see what's going on and take this place in. So before the big renovation happens later after the year. So I hope people really support what's going on here by buying some tickets, and it'll really help the future of this place.
No, it's pretty cool, man. Really the surface is in pretty good shape, I think, for how long it's sat. So. It's pretty cool. I'm just excited for Dale. I know he's been really adamant for this place, and it's really cool to get to come make some laps out here with him. And we'll try to learn a little bit for the race in August and try to get all the details nailed out for it. We don't really know what we're doing, to be honest. But if Dale races, I'll be on his pit box. I guess they'll say I'll be his crew chief. It should just be really fun. I think, like I said, it's cool to put on an event like this, and we just want it to be successful. We want people to come here and enjoy the show and pack the stands, and hopefully we can keep racing here for years to come.
It was pretty cool. I've only done late models on iRacing here a few times. But ever since I remember that we were trying to bring this track back. Dale and everybody got behind it. They've been, for a long, long time now, trying to get this place, get cars back on track. And I think it's really cool to be one of the first ones back in a late model besides Dale. He beat me to it. Me, Josh, and Dale. I think it's pretty cool that we were able to do this. A little bit. Dale and Josh, and I'm good with them. We know each other pretty well. Kinda. Just there's a lot of people here, and it's kind of a big deal bringing late models back and just cars in general back. But all in all, it wasn't too bad. I think so. I think just learning, just getting your feet wet. I got a 2-run head start on everybody else. Really, is what it comes down to. I've seen the track before now, and whenever I go in for race day, whenever the race is, I'll be more ready, but more prepared.
Well, it's been a long journey since the last time you were here back in 1995. I came for the past races in 2010 and 11, and it looks a lot like it did then, but I know the last time you were here before today, it didn't look anything like this.
Yeah, it's changed a lot, and it's pretty amazing that it's in such good shape, to be honest with you, after all the years. I think the fact that they did come here in 2010 and had to do some renovation and clean the place up a little bit really helped, see the place in the condition it's in today. There's been a lot of work done, obviously, to this place over the last 6 months.
Yeah, I know it was rough 2 years ago when y'all came.
So they've really worked hard. A lot of volunteers, a lot of community support, a lot of people coming over here and working to make this place what it can be, and I'm pretty excited about it. The track. Honestly, the track is in great condition, really smooth, no real problems as far as, and nothing to avoid, or there's some imperfections, but that's good stuff. You want a little character in the surface of the track, and we ran a long run, and like what we've seen with the tire wear, it's really consistent with a lot of the other more abrasive racetracks that we run our late model cars on, and so it was so much fun though. Those first few laps, my gosh, it was like a dream. I never in my life thought that I'd ever run any laps here again.
I know they're not shaped the same, but pavement-wise, does it remind you any of Myrtle Beach?
Oh, sure. There's a pretty flat entry at Myrtle Beach into turn 1. Very similar here at North Wilkesboro. You kind of can go down on the flat, enter the corner, and shallow up the entry, or you can arc it in on the banking a little bit. Very similar. Turn 1 and 2. I would say that 3 and 4 is a little bit more like Lakeland. I know Lakeland's got a little tighter radius, but get down into 3, you really kind of pin the left front right on that apron and try to hug that pretty tight, and always kind of reminded me of the way we ran Lakeland. But and Lakeland was kind of similar as far as the asphalt and how slick it could get. So I see a little bit of that in turn 3 and 4.
you of course have Lost Speedways, which has been a great show with Matthew Dillner. This place was a Lost Speedway.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we're past that? I mean, do you feel like North Wilkesboro has got its third or fourth life now?
This track can definitely have a purpose, and I think what everyone needs to know, what's really the most important thing, is that this property can be important to the community as more than just a racetrack. You know, there's an opportunity to bring in festivals here, music festivals, all types of things that can work here on this property, concerts and so forth. And I think that that would really help this place kind of get some momentum and some traction to have some longevity in this new life. Now, of course, we want to have racing here, but that can't be the priority or the only thing that we really focus on, because the property needs to be able to make money. It needs to be able to support and be a great thing in the community and bring opportunity to the community. And so there's, you know, they're thinking outside of the box of just having race cars go around this place for the future. And I think that's really an important part of its future, and the only way that it can probably literally survive going forward. There will be a lot of work done after the year. They're gonna leave the tracks kind of like we see it today for the races here in August and October. But at the end of the year, they got major plans to renovate and really bring this place back to not only bring, you know, we're going to maintain some of that old history, but they got to modernize a lot of facilities, make it where it's a great experience for the fans that come here, rebuild a lot of the, you know, structures and so forth without really, you know, getting too modern as far as visually. So they want to maintain that old historic feel as they start to rebuild this place. But they got some grand, ambitious plans, and it will succeed with support from our owners, our drivers. Guys are going to need to, you know, sign up and come here and race in October and in August. We're going to have to, you know, support the races that are happening here, not only by getting tickets sold, but, you know, entering race cars and coming up here and competing and trying to put on a great show. And so I think when track ownership and all the local community sees that type of support, the racers are coming here, that really means a lot as far as the confidence in the place going forward. So this will be a great sort of a test, I think, in October and August to see, you know, really what direction this track goes in the future as far as being a dirt track, an asphalt track, what type of series come here, what type of racing you might see here years down the road. So this will, you know, if a lot of people come out here and get excited about the dirt races here and have a great crowd and great energy, and the track race as well in October, you know, it might have a future as a dirt track. So if the pavement races go really well, the plan to repave the track could continue forward. They just have to see how this goes. I
know you've got to race at a lot of places that your daddy and your grandpa raced at. How cool is it though when they turn that dirt over that you can actually put your hand on dirt that your grandpa raced on?
Well, I just can't wait to see it. I know, you know, to come out here and see this old racetrack in the shape it's in today is really great, and it made me smile and feel amazing when I took those first few laps. I just can't even imagine. I can't even visualize what it will look like as a dirt track. It is going to be something to see. You know, when you pull into this place for the first time after they've took this asphalt up and they've got it prepped and ready to go, and you got dirt cars over here parked out in the pit road and ready to go for practice, it's going to be an unbelievable visual. I can't even imagine what that might look like and what type of racing they might put on. It's a big racetrack. You know, we run on tracks similar in size with our late model cars, but it drives big, it feels big. And so these dirt cars are gonna fly around this place. And I think it's something you have to see. You don't want to miss it. And I plan on being here. I plan on checking all that out.
Last question. I would get run out of this business if I didn't ask you, are you going to be here in a car in August?
I think that after what I experienced today, I got intentions of signing up and running the Cars Tour race. There's a lot of, you know, we got to figure out how many laps the race needs to be, should be. We got to get a lot of details ironed out. We're we're in the conversation of doing all that stuff, and today really helps us check a lot of boxes. I enjoyed it. I felt good out there. I would love to come here and race. So we're gonna have 2 cars here at the Cars Tour. We're gonna have 2 cars entered, and I hope to be in one of them.